Roof is done.
One of the biggest mistakes anybody can have in any industry is thinking you know everything. You don't. 85,000, that's not gonna work for me. Hey y'all, so welcome back to Contractor Diaries. Today is going to be a little bit different. If you don't know, I do own my own small residential construction and development company, but today y'all, if y'all haven't seen my last video where I talked about this possible job opportunity in commercial construction, so this will be a little, I guess, detour. Well, not even detour, it's all still construction, and me doing this job opportunity in commercial construction will help my business in the long run, and just personal growth, my personal growth in my career and the industry as a whole. So if you did not watch this video, I'll put it on the screen. I went over like the whole how I got the opportunity, why I was asked to take this project manager role on this commercial construction project, which is the Nissan Stadium. So we have not finalized anything, because like I told y'all, I didn't even know if I wanted to take the job, because it is a little deviation from what I was doing. You know, for the past 3 years, I've been working as an entrepreneur, okay? So I do residential construction, and I've been doing that for my family business, and then now my business. So I've been working in the role as an entrepreneur and business owner for the past, like I said, 3 years. Since my last commercial construction job that was building the Nashville airport. Well, building onto the Nashville airport. So I have been out of that commercial realm for 3 years, and it was intentional because I really love residential. Okay, I love residential. I love being an entrepreneur, and like I told y'all in that video, I don't have to go back. There's not a need. The business is doing really well. If you've been keeping up with my videos, you know we just signed a whole bunch of contracts for a whole bunch of different projects, and we have a whole bunch of projects going on. So y'all can obviously see all that, but I don't want to keep repeating myself from what I said in the video. But overall, I was basically saying, like, I just feel like it would be a good opportunity because it gives me even more commercial experience, because I would like to expand my business eventually. Overall, I just want to make myself so well-rounded in this industry that I can do just about anything. Okay, so that is always my goal, is to get as much experience all around as I can. That's the only reason I even went into doing commercial construction right out of school instead of going straight to working with my family business in residential, because I wanted to have a well-rounded experience so that when I get in my 30s and stuff, I have all this experience in residential, commercial, I mean, all types of different projects. I worked on a high-rise apartment complex, worked on the airport, I've worked on the construction of a hospital. So yeah, my thought process is always just to get as much experience while I'm young, so that when I get older, I'm, like I was telling y'all in the video, I'm a hard hitter in this industry, and I think that's what will propel my personal business. But like I mentioned in that video, it is a temporary position, which is one of the things that I like, because like I said, I like being an entrepreneur. I like business owner. I like being able to make my own schedule and stuff. So this is not something I want to do long term. I want to go in, enjoy myself for the 9 months, get that experience, add that to my resume, grow, learn, because you never stop learning. Always be a lifelong learner. One of the biggest mistakes anybody can have in any industry is thinking you know everything. You don't. You don't know everything, and things change constantly. So just because you've been in the industry for so long, never think you know everything. Never stop learning. So that's always my goal. So when this opportunity was proposed to me, it's basically like, you know, if you want the job, you got the job. Your resume is really good. Now, my only apprehension was, like I said, the flexibility. I like being a business owner. I like owning my own. I like that a lot. But it's only for 9 months. So I feel like I can suck it up for 9 months, because I feel like the experience is worth it. What I will learn will be crucial to myself personally and my business. And yeah, in 9 months, I go back to working for myself. So I'm okay with locking in for 9 months and going back to 8 to 5. It's not like I haven't done it before, but you know, it's a little bittersweet. It's a little bittersweet. I'm excited to be able to work on a project as big as this, because like I told y'all, the Nissan Stadium is one of the biggest projects going on right now in Tennessee. It's a $2.1 billion project, and we're hosting the 2030 Super Bowl in that building. So it's supposed to open up February 2027, so February of next year. So after that, your girl gonna be back working on her business 24/7. And now, as y'all know, in my business, I don't work alone. It's a family thing. So my brother works in the business, my boyfriend works in the business, my dad. So all of them, while I'm doing that 8 to 5 now, like I mentioned, they can handle this. So all of our residential construction projects we got going on that y'all have seen us sign contracts for, that's not just going to stop because I'm going to be a 8 to 5 job. It's not stopping. I just won't be on site every day. And honestly, I still give y'all footage of that. I would just have them record it, and I would go, you know, I would have to go back and like do voiceovers and stuff like that. But I just won't actually be there every day on site. So that's, you know, not that big of a deal at all. But I am about to get dressed because I am going to actually walk the job site and meet some of the head people on the Nissan Stadium project right now. So I've been talking to y'all long enough. I need to jump in the shower. I need to hurry and get dressed. I'm going to meet the owner of the person I'm going to be working for at that job at his office, and then I'm going to ride with him up there to the job site because obviously I don't have the credentials to get in yet. So I'm gonna ride with him up there. I'm obviously not gonna be able to get that much footage from y'all. This is not like it's my own thing, my own residential project and stuff. I record that all the time. With commercial projects, some as big as this, you can't do all that recording and stuff in the job site, obviously. So I will not be, you know, won't be doing all that, but I will get clips of where I can. But let's go. All right, y'all, it is the next day. After I finally got home yesterday, after everything, the little introductory meeting, the people on site, I was with my parents for the rest of the day. It's just, yeah, didn't get to talk back to y'all, but I'm talking back to y'all now. Today is another travel day. We are about to head to Memphis, and obviously we're gonna stop in Jackson to check on the job site. We got a few bit of work things to do in Memphis, and then we're gonna head back. It's gonna be another turnaround as per usual. But back to what I was saying about the Jackson job site, I told y'all the plumber started yesterday for rough in, and so today when we go on site, we're gonna be looking at the progress he's made. But yeah, y'all, before we go ahead and do all that, we do have a closing at 10 o'clock on one of the other lots we have in Memphis. We are going to the closing first here in Nashville, then we're gonna get on the road, hit Jackson, check the plumbing and what the plumber has completed, and then we're gonna hit Memphis. We gotta do some stuff at a rental property, and I can't remember what else, y'all, but that's the gist of today. Before we go to the closing, I'm about to work out, and then I'm gonna get dressed for the rest of the day. All right, y'all, so back to the updates on the introductory meeting. So basically they just wanted to talk about, well, back up, who was it with? So it's the owner of the company that I already met, and that's actually the person that the friend of the family called for. His company is one of the 4 companies that are doing the Nissan Stadium. So it's 4 completely different companies that are doing a joint venture to complete the stadium. Okay, so I met with the head guy of the company that is trying to hire me, and then it was 3 other guys who are big heads of the other companies for this project. So it's one guy from Turner, because Turner Construction is one of the bigger companies that's on the project, and then there was 2 other guys representing for ACOM. So first they just went over the job, basically what the role would be. The girl that I'm replacing, basically the one that's leaving, they were basically saying that she was mainly doing this, but we're gonna need you to like do this and that, and like, you know, just telling me that there's a few things that will change just because of what stage they're in from what before when she was doing it, because the other guy had already told me RFIs, submittals, and all that stuff. The other thing that he said was mainly I was going to be heavy with punch list and basically getting with subcontractors and pushing, you know, everybody to finish, and going on the site and looking to see what needs to be corrected or finished or what's incomplete, and basically pushing that to be done, which is not bad. Punch list is honestly not the worst thing in the world. The only reason it would be bad is if you just have a subcontractor that is just uncooperative, don't want to come back, aren't answering, you know, your calls, not, you know, not trying to fix or complete whatever that needs to be fixed or completed. really they didn't change much. They just added the punch list stuff. And after we talked about that, then they just went through and like asked me like, hey, just introduce yourself. I told them about high school, like basically how I got started into engineering, with my high school having engineering classes and a whole department. Took that through freshman senior year, and just, you know, I gave a general sense of the rest of it, because after that, college, all the college stuff and beyond is on my resume. So I didn't want to bore them with the same thing. Like at that point, just ask me specific questions. What do you want to know about it? Because I don't want to repeat the same thing that's on my resume. I tried to stick to stuff like saying stuff that wasn't on my resume. So like high school, that's not on my resume. They asked me like, what is one strength? What is one weakness? What was my favorite job? Now, my favorite job, like I told them, it's kind of a no-brainer, is the airport, just because I was full-time on the airport. My other jobs, I was doing co-op, internships, and so I'm helping somebody else with their responsibilities. But at the airport, on my full-time job, I had my own responsibilities. So this is me doing my, you know, own thing. And then after I said that was my favorite job, they asked me what was my favorite part about it. And I'm like, honestly, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I was honest with them too, but it's kind of mixed feelings, because I mean, I didn't want to have a whole spiel like I will with y'all, but my favorite thing ended up being that I learned how to survey, because at this company, they self-perform a lot of work. And one of the things is surveying and layout. So as a field engineer, I had to lay out the jet, I had to lay out the jet bridges. I had to lay out, when we were about to have the concrete placements for the apron paving, the pavement that the airplanes drive on, I had to go out there and lay the points out. Okay, so back then that was tedious. Okay, I was hot, I was irritated daily doing that. But now that I am kind of removed from the situation, that is now it's one of the proudest and like my favorite thing that I learned how to do at that job. Because a lot of people, like, well, especially with big general contracting companies, they source that out. They don't have their engineers out there laying it out. At first I was irritated, because I'm like, why do I have to do this? And then carrying all the equipment, it was a lot. Okay, hot as I don't know what, it'd be heat advisory on 100 degrees. I'm still out there trying to survey, hit a point, find a point. But like I said, fast forward to now, that is one of my favorite things about having done that job, is learning that. But outside of that, that's really it. They asked me like simple questions, and they did talk to me about like how the teams and all that stuff. So like I know there's like 5 big teams that they have, and basically they were telling me my 3 options of areas would be, out of those teams, would be MEP, finishes, that team needs somebody, and I think landscaping. So those are my 3 options, but I think they're leaning towards putting me in finishes. So we will see. Now the only thing I'm waiting on to make my final decision is the salary. So I asked him yesterday before we went to the meeting about the salary, like how they got him back with him about, because I was negotiating my salary. What the base salary was, which was $85,000, I was basically like, that's not gonna work for me. And so he said he was going to negotiate. I gave him my ranges and stuff of what I would like to get paid, and he said he hadn't heard anything back from them yesterday. And I was like, you know what, that kind of makes sense. Like I was telling my parents, I'm sure they would want to meet somebody first, because at that point nobody on site had met me. So I was sure they're waiting for me to meet the people on site to see like, are we gonna actually pay her the extra of what she's asking for. So I should be hearing back from that soon, and that's really the only thing left in determining, yeah, it's the only thing left in determining if that goes well. I guess. But let me go work out so I can get my day started, because I'm talking too long again. Hi. Okay.
I'm talking about the first one. So we did it.
Yeah, we do that on these.
Yeah, I did one. I
need that. And make you
try to see that.
The first one is free. The second one, we're gonna try to stop payment and the I'm not a mechanic. I'm just another 20 years of experience. So I know when am I acting or acting like I'm an attorney. But I'm not. Well, I like to be perfect.
Well, that's good.
That's the term I say. That's good. Yeah. So that's all good, but I ain't with everybody.
Yeah.
So You know what I'm saying?
I try to just move on into it. I wouldn't have been here if I was somebody would get up.
There's 2 places for the title insurance.
He's supposed to take care of it in the bed.
So did you want to sign these, and have the notary up there to notarize it, or you just gonna take them with you? And if she has that document, if y'all want to do it in front, and she'll, I'm gonna go this way and this way.
Alright.
Wait till we'll be
The roof is done. And let's go see what the plumber did. Okay, the plumber already started doing roughing. Let me get up here. 40.
Girl, wait a minute.
Wash your feet, Pootie.
Scratch my shoulder. It's aching, make it feel alright. When this is over, loving you will be so right. I often wonder if loving you will be tonight. But what is love, girl?
All the songs okay, easy hit them. Studs. So inside of 2x4, they need to put 2 by another piece of wood in.
They got plenty of it right out here.
You working day and night.